Hey, what's up, fellas? It's your boy Daryl. I hope you all are off to a wonderful day this Monday, July 27th, the year 2020. I do wish upon you and your families nothing but the best as far as prosperity, joy, and as much happiness as one can stand. Today, I just want to share with you some brief moments of things I've been reflecting about here on today, what I call reflections of gratitude, and what gratitude or thankfulness means to each and every one of us. Or in this particular situation, I can give out examples for myself and for some of the resources I have studied, in the hopes that you may take this word gratitude and thankfulness and apply it to your own lives, and how that word can best manifest itself as much and as often as we so choose. So just begin with the definition of gratitude. Gratitude is a feeling of showing thanks, rather. Something kind for you or something you have asked for has been done. To be thankful is to be pleased and relieved, expressing gratitude, aware and appreciative of a benefit. Gratitude is inextricably tied up with the virtue of humility. Gratitude shows that we are paying attention to the acts of service people perform for us, and that those acts make our lives better, easier, and happier. I believe that is the goal for most of us, to as much as possible to be happy as possible. Gratitude takes place when we start noticing the great layers of pleasure present in everyday life. What pleasures are present in our everyday lives? I think oftentimes we may overlook at times, but there are very many in spite of our situations and circumstances. Some synonyms for gratitude or thankful is appreciative, pleasant, thankful, beholden, nice, grateful, agreeable, good, pleasing, satisfying, indebted, obliged, pleasurable, welcome, and like. Those are just a few synonyms for the word gratitude. So in part of this reflections of gratitude or gratefulness that I'm sharing with you all, I took the time to look at a few resources. One particularly belonged to a thing called the Good Men Project. This was a December 9th, 2017 article written by Sina Fike, and that's F-A-K, The 5 Habits of a Grateful Man. Wanted to share these items with you, as oftentimes we know that life presents many challenges and many struggles for many of us, be it ourselves, our war within ourselves, the battle for our minds, the battle for our hearts, our souls, the battles for our families, how to get along better, how to love one another, each other even more so. There's constant struggles and strife in our lives. So I figured that once we live in a state of gratitude, it makes life so much easier to allow for us to accept the things that are in our lives, because life is not always going to be perfect, as we know. Many of us are battling anxiety, depression. There's health issues for many. We live in a world of COVID, where there's a pandemic going on, where many people have lost their lives, and some of their lives may never be the same as a result of this disease. We have cancer, heart attacks, strokes, so much calamity, car accidents, you name it, as we all know from watching news, is there for us. So I think it's really important for us that we can maintain a state of gratitude and thankfulness in the midst of these things. I truly believe we can maintain a certain level of confidence as we move throughout our lives, for not only for ourselves but for our families. So according to the Good Men Project, and this was a December 9th, 2017 article, there were 5 things they listed that are as exemplary of grateful men. One of the things is that grateful men, they watch their language in the words we use. There is power in the words we use. Some believe there is life and death that lies in the power of the tongue. We can go to many self-help motivational books and look at the power of affirmations and self-belief in the words we use to speak over ourselves. Stand in a state of gratitude using words of gratefulness and thanksgiving would allow us to be able to see things in a much different approach in spite of the stressors of life. One of the other habits they listed for grateful men is to stop looking at everybody else and what they've accomplished and achieved, and to be appreciative of some of the things that we ourselves are doing. Oftentimes, many of us overlook the gifts and the talents within ourselves. Oftentimes, we overlook even our simplest act that we have done for others because we're simply comparing ourselves to what others and people may be doing, whether it be on TV, in the publications we read, such as magazines and books, or just in everyday life with our friends and families. It's important to really take a step of gratitude within ourselves to know who we are and that we can be grateful for the life of our own, as well as for the lives that we see in others and what their influence can mean for ourselves as well. Number 3, one of the third habits of a grateful man is that grateful men gain perspective as we reflect on another person's achievements or accomplishments. And that ties into what sacrifices and hard work that were put in for the other person to have achieved what they have done, so that we may be able to take those lessons ourselves and be able to make sure we can be grateful and thankful in our own lives for our own actions that lead to us achieving our dreams and our purpose for our lives as well. Number 4, notice the small things of life. There's a quote that goes by saying, smell the roses. Oftentimes in life, as we know, for each of every one of us, we each have our own daily battles, our strengths, our weaknesses. So it's really important, I believe, to take time to look at and notice the small things, be it the birds of the air, whether it be our friends in the latest earrings they put on, whether it be that car that you like, whether it be the flowers. There's so many things that we can take and be appreciative for in the simplest things. The ants on the ground, the lessons that ants can convey in their strength and humility and how they work together as a team. Some of that thing maybe also consist of just friendly conversation, opening a door for someone, giving a compliment to someone. All of those things will allow us to enjoy the small things of life and make life so much more enjoyable for ourselves. The 5th thing is to remember how finite life is and that we must think about death and our legacy, because we know that death is inevitable for all of us. So as we begin to think about the legacy we want to leave and the power and the impact we want to really drive by our lives, I think that can really help make a difference in how grateful we can be and recognize that we are finite. Yes, many of us have achieved great things. Many of us are very learned. Many of us have earned great income and financial resources. But what good is that does when all said and done, that when our life is over, what would those things have made of us? What are the things we make of ourselves? What do our characters say? So that's why I think this last point is really important, to recognize how finite we are. Some quotes I put down here that I thought that would be very useful. One of the quotes here says, to reflect upon present blessings, of which every man has plenty, not on your past misfortune, of which all men have some. I'll repeat that one more time. Reflect upon your present blessings, of which every man has plenty, not on your past misfortunes, of which all men have some. This was a quote by Charles Dickens. A Buddhist proverb states, gratitude turns what we have into enough. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. I believe there's some real power in that, because it ties into that 5th habit about recognizing how finite we are and just how the legacy of our lives in which can be left, because we can take any situation that we have and learn to be appreciative for it. So one of the things I wanted to share with you gentlemen, as well as others out there on Facebook and social media, was some of the things that I myself are grateful for. And you may hopefully apply some of these things to your own selves. And if you haven't thought about what you are grateful for, and maybe today's been a rough day, take this moment now, if you like to share, even if not with ourselves, but even just into yourself as well. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for, whatever it may be. So these are 3 things I put down for the sake of time that I thought was great. I've been grateful for, and that I'm really appreciative for in life. I'm grateful for my health, because without health, a lot of the things in life that we aim to do will be futile. The ability to be able to think for ourselves, the ability that we don't have to be laid up in a hospital right now on ventilators. We're not going through cancer treatments, rehabilitation, prostheses. Health is one of those priceless gifts that we have that can never be replaced. I'm also grateful for the ability to love and to be loved by my friends and family, as well as my coworkers. It took me a while to learn this trait of being grateful for those things, because I was so busy to focus on all the things I was looking to achieve versus the things that I had, which exists in those friends and family. I'm also grateful for the ability to learn and educate, our skills and gifts that are used and the impact for positive change. So whatever you're grateful for today, if you hadn't thought about it, I do hope that you would take the time today to share some moments with yourself and not with us about some of those things that you're really grateful for, and to remember to, as much as possible, stay in a state of thankfulness and gratitude, no matter what we're going through in life. Yes, life is hard. Yes, life can be difficult, but a state of gratitude will allow us to be able to get through those things so much easier, excuse me. So with that being said, this is your boy Daryl. I do appreciate the gift of your life, and hope that you will leave comments and feedback about some of the things that you realize that gratitude has played a part in, or being thankful for in your life. Certainly appreciate you, my fellows. Love my family, love my friends, and I hope you all continue to have a blessed and prosperous day today.